What's up, everyone? It feels like it's been forever. Welcome to another episode of 2 a.m. in Sweden, aka We Got Next. I'm one of your hosts of the show, Hayes at AO Shifty, with the one, the only Steven at Steven underscore Springs. Shout out to James Franklin. No idea why he's saying that. But Steven, how you doing? How's life going? It feels like we haven't talked in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like every week it gets worse. I feel
Yep.
like life. I feel like my world, as they
Hmm.
as they call it.
Yep.
I don't know. There's a lot going on this side of things,
Yeah.
and my phone hasn't been this active in a very long time.
Hmm.
Like for obvious reasons that we'll eventually get into. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, the kids are good. We're busy,
Good.
all that. We had a bye week last weekend for soccer, so it was kind of chill. Just got to hang around and watch college football all day on Saturday, which was dope. Um,
Solid. Yeah.
yep. It was until about 7 o'clock or so. Um, and then Sunday was kind of more the same.
Hmm.
We had a birthday party to go to, but yeah, we're
That's
chilling,
good.
bro. We're chilling, dog. We're trying to
That's good.
we're trying to stay positive and keep things moving over here.
No, I feel you on that. So there's two different things I want to talk about, but for everyone that's wondering, I'll just rip the bandage off and say it. ODU lost, and I know that's really why you guys are here today. They lost to Marshall. They got waxed, so they are no
Mhm.
longer going to be in the college football playoff percentages ever again for the
Hate to
rest
see
of
it.
this year. It was rough. That was the first thing. The other one, I had other things I wanted to start off with, but I found this video today. And Steven, you or I could easily afford this home that I'm about to show you guys. Down payment,
Mm,
all you need is $7,000.
facts. Okay. Scared. I'm scared to see what this is going to be, but um,
All right. So we have a brand new content specialist and editor for the show. So he's gonna play the video now for you guys.
I feel like I've seen this video. No, maybe I haven't. I've seen this video. I feel like, or one similar. Six
So
grand,
Steven, it's a beautiful home.
dog.
It's one of those row homes and everything. People don't need to worry about where it's located.
Whoa. All right.
That's besides the point.
That's. Don't worry about that. I'm
Yeah,
not sure about
so
those floors. I'm not sure about that. I could. This carpet down there would be dope.
yeah,
That shit's slippery. Looks like.
it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You
So
can't like. You can't be tossing around shit. All right. Six
nope. So now,
grand, bro. 6 grand.
so freeze.
Jeez.
I'm gonna be honest with you. So I go to Philadelphia a good amount. For anyone that didn't know, this is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's question mark number one. Number two, I don't know how many people know where Saybrook Avenue is.
Nope.
It's not off of Broad Street. We're just gonna put it that way. Second, that we're gonna bring up. Do you see what streets you have to go to in order to get to it? Because clearly those are not your best homes. You can look at the cars in front. That's another thing that's going to end up showing you what's going on. Number three, they're using a drone to go to the home and to go
Right.
inside of the home. They don't have someone walking, someone outside smiling. They have a drone. So the next part is freeze. Then you end up looking here. What the hell about this?
Is that cardboard on the ground? Is there crackheads probably around there somewhere too?
Yes, that's the next thing. The next part, freeze. So you have a storage unit out front, you have an RV over here, you just have parking straight up and down the street. Only one car is going through. That's the next thing you guys got to know. Not
Pod,
everyone's going to just
pods
be going
everywhere.
through
It
the
looks
street.
like some RVs.
Hell yeah. There's another one right there. These are probably the back of some of the homes. Next thing you're going to see is, all right, devaluation of the property because of this right here. I don't even know what's
Trash.
going on right there. Yeah, just all the shit outside. You still also have the power lines going above. For anyone that doesn't know, most of the newer built areas, power lines underground. They're not going to be up top. Um,
Mm, 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 mm,
Next thing you're going to see is they have a
mm.
bajillion different satellite dishes. Cool, nothing's wrong with that. Look at the front. That's your front area. So your basement, technically, the glass windows are facing just your front little area.
No
Looks like a
soup.
little jail cell as to what it is. And then the next part is they don't have a porch outside. The porch is inside, protected by windows and stuff. So this is
Mhm.
your little porch area. They'll call it probably a sunroom or something. It's the hood version of a porch because they don't want to have it actually outside because you
Man,
never
that
know what's going to happen.
floors
So,
kill me. Fucking hell.
so, and this is your view. When you look outside, you're going to see you get to see the RV. You get to see all these miscolored homes that are right across the street. And who the hell knows what's probably happening in there?
I was just gonna say, who the hell knows what is in that thing?
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to end up telling you guys over there. But getting into the actual news of what's been going on. Number one, did you hear about Joe Mazzulla and what they did for their practice?
No, what is this man doing?
Okay. So what Joe Mazzulla did is usually do a media versus media practice game at one of the Celtics facility. Well, essentially Joe Mazzulla must have been pissed off with everybody because he didn't do a media versus media. He did Celtics coaches against the media and they won 57-4.
Jesus, what is
So
he doing? He's
meanwhile,
the man.
you
The man's
had
a psycho.
yeah, Jason Tatum, you had Anthony Simons, and then you had Jaylen Brown just chilling up top somewhere watching the game happen.
That man is an absolute psycho.
So that was the other thing. The final thing before we get into the actual obvious stuff that we want to talk about. A lot of people have been bringing up on Twitter, why is it that the only player that we ever see from the bird's eye view cam is
Yeah,
Bijan Robinson?
yeah,
It's because it's in their stadium. It's not NFL cameras that are doing it.
right,
It's in their
right.
stadium that are allowing that access. So that's why you're only going to see Bijan. I don't think you guys care to see Michael Penix. I don't know if you want to see Drake London. They might show it, but that's why he's there. You have anything?
Yeah, if people just think about the stadium and think about it and just do like a little bit of research, you'll be able to find that answer pretty quick. That it's only going to be at that stadium. Like you're
Exactly.
not going to see that at Heinz Field. Not going to see that anywhere else. It's just
Nope.
how the stadium is and what they
Yeah.
can do with it.
Yeah.
Come on,
So
guys. Do a little
that's
digging.
the next part because I know that it'll be glossed over super quickly, but I do have to give the acknowledgement of congrats to the Las Vegas Aces. They won another championship. So Becky Hammon, Asia Wilson won that. You saw Bam that's there. But what you guys really came to end up hearing and seeing, and I'm gonna just give it to the floor to him because the elephant in the room. My guy's gonna get $49 million, but it's the biggest asterisk by it because it's not really the 49 million we all think of. He has to find a new job, but people don't know what I'm talking about. So the floor is yours.
Yeah. James Franklin was fired as Penn State's head coach on Sunday afternoon, actually.
Yeah.
My phone's been super busy. Buzzing, dude. Buzzing with,
Yeah.
people think asking me my thoughts on this, and like people coming out of the woodworks that I haven't talked to in a long time are like, what are your thoughts? It sucks.
Yeah.
I said on the quick slants, which will be out this week. I said on the quick slants last week that the Northwestern game on Saturday was going to be a pivotal moment and defining moment for not only just the season, but the program itself. And we were going to know everything we need to know about where the program was after Saturday. And we did. And it's twofold. Like our athletic director, Pat Kraft, had a press conference yesterday, and it's so hard for like those types of press conferences for the coach for the athletic director to not sound like a dick.
Yeah.
You're like, they're basically saying like, we appreciate what you did, but like, you're not winning enough games. Like, there's no easy way to say that. Like, that's why he's getting fired. We all know that. But, I don't know. I met you after the sanctions hit, and I met you a couple years after that.
Yeah.
The sanctions were the worst thing that's ever happened to Penn State football, which is an obvious thing. It set the program back. Well, it kind of set the program back a little bit, but this isn't like that. But it's new. It's like a new thing. Penn State's only had 3 coaches in the last 80 years. Now going to be 4. With Joe Paterno being there for 60 years, Bill O'Brien, shout out to Bill O'Brien.
Shut up.
And then James Franklin. I mean, when James Franklin took over the program in 2014, there was nothing. It was obviously crippled by the sanctions and loss of scholarships and this and that. And facilities were, and when they first built the facilities that we have now, like they were the best of the best. But that was in like the 90s and 2000s. Now they have world class facilities. But when James Franklin got here, we didn't have anything. We didn't have any of that. We had facilities, but they hadn't been touched in years. So what he did was rebuilt the program from the ground up, basically after the sanctions and after that. And Penn State was still a top program, but it took a while. He won the Big Ten championship his third year in State College. He's had Penn State a perennial top 10 team. We were the number 2 team in the country in 2017. We had multiple Heisman finalists, All-Americans. We put guys in the league year after year after year. He's the nicest dude. Big time family guy, great recruiter. Loves Penn State, loves State College, loves the community, loves what it stands for, the whole thing. But dude, it's you have to win. Like you have to win. You have to, because like that's the goal. Like that is the goal. Like that's not like those are two separate things. Like James Franklin, the person and what he did for State College and like where the program is now and like the $700 million renovation we have for our stadium, the new facilities we have, everything is because of James. Everybody in that building got from this two, offense and defensive coordinators, coaches, guys like Jay Hill, all brought in by James Franklin. Everybody, everyone in the football building, the Lash building, was brought in by James Franklin. So there's a loyalty factor to it. And like, bro, dominoes effect. And this just being a college football fan, like when dudes leave and coaches leave or get fired, I mean, the next month is just hell because we've lost recruits left and right.
The running back.
We had the number 3 class for 2027 3 days ago, and they're all gone. 2026 dropping like flies. Guys are going to hit the transfer portal probably after the season's over. So it's going to be a tough 3 or 4 months. So, but you got to trust the athletic director and search committee and all that. But man, it just sucks. Like, I'm a huge James Franklin fan. Anyone that knows me knows like I've been locked in on James Franklin since first press conference. Penn State fans owe him an immense amount of gratitude and thank you and all that. But again, you have to win. And if he would have just beaten Ohio State in Michigan a couple times over the years, he'd still be the head coach. But it's like, you've seen his record. It's not great. It's terrible.
In the big games.
He's also had plenty of opportunities to like put the program, like this has been like a 9-year thing. And he's put the program, like you don't act like what he's done is working. Like it's worked. You don't accidentally win 10, 11, 13 games. Like you don't accidentally, we're a drive away from the national title game last year. So like what he did was great, but like it's just like there's like the standard at a place like Penn State, no shade to ODU, but like the standard at Penn State is national championships. Standard at Penn State is national championships. And like, if we weren't that, if we were Indiana, if we were like Indiana, shout out to Indiana, they're great now. But like, if we were Purdue, like Northwestern, that's not the standard for like their football team. They want to win, but like Penn State, like win national championships. So we have a massive Adidas deal coming next July, 10 years, $300 million. A lot of that's going towards NIL. We have the donors, we have the facilities. We're going to be able to hit the transfer portal. It's still Penn State football. Like the program, it's not being, there's no sanctions, there's nothing like that. So I trust our athletic director, but it's just the vibe in the building, according to Jay Hill, is not great. Guys are our interim head coach though, Terry Smith. Shout out to Terry Smith. He's a Pittsburgh guy, coached at Gateway High School, a prominent high school in the Pittsburgh area, in the Aliquippa area. He's gonna be the interim head coach. He's gonna be on the list of candidates for the next job. That's the other thing. I have no idea where we're gonna go. like who we're gonna
That's
look
what I was
at.
gonna ask. Yeah.
I have no clue. I'm usually on top of things. I usually have my ear to the ground. I know certain things. Like, I know how to find out certain things. Don't know. And that's what
Mhm.
everyone's asking, like, who are we gonna get? We can offer literally anybody we want. You can offer Ryan Day at Ohio State, Dan Lanning. You can offer Dabo. You can offer Urban Meyer. You can offer anybody you want. I've heard Marcus Freeman's name mentioned before.
I heard that.
There's
Yeah.
no way he's leaving Notre Dame. Matt Rule, he's not leaving Nebraska. He also doesn't beat top 10 teams either. So, like, we're just going from like James Franklin to like the state college version of James Franklin. So
Mhm.
we can offer anybody we want. We're gonna have the money to offer literally anybody we want to coach. But it's just like how many of those guys are willing to give up. Like, do you think Marcus Freeman is willing to leave Notre Dame to come to Penn State?
That's
I
a
mean,
good
like,
question.
it's
It
like
has to be money talking at that point.
you can do everything at Penn State that you can do at Notre Dame, minus the like religious aspect of things. But
Mhm.
like, you can again, this is not like Penn State was in 2012. It's a destination job. Like, it has to be. This is
Yeah.
where I could get off the rails on this, but
So
it
first
sucks.
thing,
Overall, right now, it sucks. The vibe is bad. I'm not happy about it. But we have Iowa Saturday night, a chance to go 1-0, get back in the win column, and go from there. That's
that's
all
what
it
they
is.
need. Yeah. The first part I want to bring up is, do you want to explain the contract details of this buyout?
So James Franklin signed a $100 million contract after the 2021 season. And the
Mhm.
buyout initially was $80 million, but it got decreased every year. There was also a rumor, so now they owe him. I've heard 40, I've heard 50, I've heard 58. There's a lot. I think, regardless, I think it's the second highest buyout college football history behind
Jimbo.
Jimbo Fisher, which is north of $70 million, which is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shows you how quickly they can turn on you.
Mhm.
And also, I've heard a lot of people say like that, what happened to James Franklin when he was fired is like the new era of college football. Now, people are getting fired for way less, losing way less games. So
Yeah.
it's like you have to win, and he wasn't winning, and things are about to spiral out of control. So anyway, but now he's owed, between $40 and $50 million probably. There was a rumor that Adidas was going to pay that, but I don't know if that's true. Pat Kraft, our athletic director, said that the athletic department is going to pay that bill. So I don't know what that means, though. I don't know, like, that's coming from someone is giving us the money to the athletic department. I don't know how it works, but it's a big pill to swallow. That's a big wad of cash that no one wants to pay for it. But only in sports, again, can you get fired
Only in
for
sports.
doing really well and doing your job better than, like, James Franklin was better than most coaches for the last decade.
Yeah.
Like, better than most. Only 3 coaches, I believe, won more games over the last 3 seasons than James Franklin, and their names are Ryan Day, Kirby Smart, and there was one other guy. But yes, so he's been doing great, but it's not good enough, dude. Which sucks.
Yeah. So, couple of things, because it's funny how Steve and I will both look at the same situation and look at it from 2 different angles, because me being the finance side, I dove into all the numbers. Who's the person that's paying for all this? So the Big Ten has like these private equity funds, and they're going to be giving the money to Penn State to end up doing this buyout. A lot more goes into it because they keep saying that it's not Adidas that's going to be doing it. The next part is in the contract of James Franklin, it was since he got fired, he now has to look for equal or better work. And if he does find a job, but it's paying less than what is the $8 million, Penn State will pay the difference. So Penn State has a way to get out of this. He has to find a better job. And I was talking to people at work, and I told them all James Franklin really has to do, so until the end of his contract, which is 2031, all James Franklin has to do is work with the right hiring consulting company or agent, and then for them to end up providing proof to Penn State, hey, he tried, they didn't want him. Penn State has to keep paying. That's really what this comes down to. Will he find another job? Yeah, absolutely. So they will only have to pay potentially the difference. Will it be the job that he wants right away? That's the question.
So I don't know this. I'm just throwing this out there. I don't think he wants to go rebuild a program like he just did.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that, like, obviously neither one of us have ever coached in any capacity at that level, but we see it from afar. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you can talk on this, like, I don't know where ODU was when Ricky Ronnie took over, but like he wants to build, a special program.
Yeah.
Like that's even at like even at a place like ODU, it takes
We get this. We had a higher percentage chance of making the playoffs than they did.
right. Anyway, it takes time. So
Yeah.
it took James Franklin. I know he won the Big Ten in his third year, but like build it to where it is now, and the consistency and like all that, it takes a very long time, and it's tough to do. I don't know if he wants to do it. He's young, or I think he's maybe 50, give or take. He's definitely in the 50s. But like, how like do you really want to do that? Like again, like do you want to go build like you rebuilt Vanderbilt in like 3 years, and you rebuilt Penn State in 3 years.
Yeah.
And then took him to where it is now. So I hope he does. I hope he does it again. But that's tough. He's got, he's got a wife and 2 girls. Like, I know he's a family guy, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. Maybe he'll get into broadcasting if the coaching thing doesn't work out. Be a great analyst, but fucking shout out to James Franklin, dude.
Yeah, shout out. So the next part I want to do is pick Steven's brain on this. I've seen a hot board of 6 different names. You let me know if any of these actually seem realistic. First one we've already talked about, Matt Rule. Second one is Curt Cignetti. Third one is Matt Campbell. Fourth is Clark Lee. Fifth, we have Eli Drinkwitz, and then Manny Diaz.
Manny Diaz was Penn State D coordinator 2 years ago, and he's at Duke now. I think a lot of people want that because they know what you're going to get from him. He was a head coach in Miami before that as well. Matt Campbell is just a lesser. He's like the homeless version of James Franklin. I don't want that. Like, it's not like he's shocking the world and like go playoffs at Iowa State. We're not getting Curt Cignetti. Indiana will do whatever they can to keep him in Bloomington. There's no way.
Yep, you damn right.
There's no chance. Like Matt Rule, like it's a great story. He was at Temple with Pat Kraft. He's a state college guy. He played at Penn State. He loves Penn State. Met his wife at Penn State. The whole thing. Check.
Yeah.
And players love him and all of that. But like he's not winning games either. Like he's not winning those games either. Like I'm telling you, like Penn State needs to find like a guy with an edge. Like I would call Urban Meyer and like, dude, what's it gonna take to get you out of retirement? Like, look, man, I don't care like what goes on, but if we win a national title, that's all that matters, man. That's all they want.
Yeah.
Like you gotta find someone. Anyone you do is probably gonna be a lateral move because of how many games Franklin won. So I don't think any of those guys are like realistic options. I've heard one name that I'm going to keep an eye on is Joe Brady, the OC for the Bills.
Okay.
He was a grad assistant at Penn State with James Franklin. The Pagulas who own the Bills, Penn State people, the hockey arena at Penn State is named after them, so they have all the money in the world. I think that's a name to keep an eye on. I literally know nothing, and I'm so tired of texting Jordan because I feel like I'm just bugging him now. But I have no idea. I'm just
a week,
dude. It's tough, man. It's tough. So I got so many people asking me to ask him. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So, but Joe Brady, I think, is a name to keep an eye on.
Yeah. So
if I hear that we offered Marcus Freeman, I'm going to be shocked.
I know. But that's the caliber that they have to focus on and go after. I want to close the loop on that one and go over to 2 other things when it comes to college football. First one is we'll run through the top 25 really fast for everyone. 1 through 5, Ohio State, Miami, Indiana, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. 6 through 10, Alabama, Texas Tech, the Ducks, Georgia Bulldogs, and then also LSU. 11 through 15, Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, BYU. 6 through 20, Mizzou, Vandy, UVA, UCF, and then also USC, and then USF. And 21 through 25, we have Texas, who just got back up because of that game against Oklahoma, which we will talk about. Memphis, University of Utah, Cincy, and then Nebraska. Going into 21 and 14 right now, because so I was out at that point. I was at this one bar. I had a drink, waiting on my food, and you just see come across the bottom, Texas beat Oklahoma.
He did. He sure did.
Surprise, but it's one of those things of think of it as in the NFL when you're in the same division. Who the hell really knows? You could lose every game. In that one game that matters, you're going to make sure to win. And that's really what happened in that game. So it put them back in the conversation of a lot of it. Will they win the SEC? I do not think so because there's far too many teams that are still up there. Is this good for them when it comes to certain bowl games and Arch Manning conversation? 100%. But when you look, you have A&M and Ole Miss that are right up there. Then you have Ole Miss, Georgia that are just about to play next week, which is big. You have Vandy and LSU that are going to play this week as well. That's an important game. So I already just listed for you right there 4 to 5 teams in the SEC. Oh, by the way, you have Missouri as well that's up there. So you have a handful of teams that are right there above you that you would have to jump over to even have a chance. Are they going to beat half these teams? No, I didn't even tell you about Alabama. So there you go right there.
Top 5.
Yeah, they're back in the top 10. And I have to give a big shout out to Coach Caleb over there at Dubois because of the fact in the beginning of the season, Steve, you know how this goes. They were writing him off, saying, is Alabama even what they were? Are they really even going to have a chance? Alabama did one of those. All right, pump the brakes a little bit. Like, we're going to be good. Just watch the whole
season. We're
season.
Alabama.
Yeah, we're Alabama. Please don't do that to us. Back in the top 10. You have, Steven, you have 5 teams right there. A&M, Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, top 10. And Tennessee's
A&M looks pretty solid, too.
They look good.
Mike Elko, Texas A&M head coach, he's another name that popped up. Ain't no way. They have too much money, and they'll give him whatever he wants.
Oh, anything A&M you're not ever getting. I promise you the amount of money down there, and Johnny Manziel says it all the time, the amount of money down there makes no guy. If they paid to get rid of Jimbo,
$70 million.
They want. Yeah.
They're like,
it grows on trees down there. Yeah. That's where it grows on trees. But that's the final part on the AP top 25. The last part I do want to talk about because they've been bringing up is the Heisman. I'm only going to bring up the top 5, and I want your thoughts after it. Ty Simpson over there at Alabama. You have Fernando Mendoza. Then you have Ruben Bain, Carson Beck, and Trinidad Chambliss. What are your thoughts on the top 5?
I would probably say Fernando Mendoza is probably leading the pack right now. Went out to Oregon and got him the win. Ty Simpson, good numbers, but it's weird. Dante Moore was leading it. I said that last week, but that one game, Mendoza, came in and did it. Carson Beck, Miami's having a dope season. They're number 2 in the country, so it's all about the numbers. Like with quarterbacks, it's all about who's the best quarterback and the best team with the best numbers. There's no running back that's having the Ashton Jeanty season, which is obviously rare, but you know what I mean. Like no one's breaking away. You can probably throw Jeremiah Smith in there, but I think he probably needs to have some big games along the way. I would say Fernando Mendoza. I think Dante Moore is still there, but he needs to put up big numbers, and they probably need to run the table. Losing Saturday didn't help him. Ty Simpson, now they're top 5. Keep winning, and you'll be good. And probably, I would say him and Mendoza are probably the 2 top. But then we'll see what Miami does in the next couple weeks. And Carson Beck can be right there, but I'm going to go with Mendoza for now.
So, couple of games, just some note for people to pay attention to. Week 10, Penn State plays Ohio State. And then also in Week 10, Indiana plays Maryland. So that's an important game just for people to put on the radar. Is Maryland that top powerhouse? No, but it's still a game that you don't want to end up glossing over. And then after that, Week 11, Indiana plays Penn State. So that's just one to pay attention for some people out there. Ohio State will just be playing Purdue that week, so it's not necessarily a big game, but again, you don't want to gloss over some of those games. And then just going into Week 12, for anybody that pays attention to that, you then have Indiana playing Wisconsin and then Ohio State playing UCLA. Will Ohio State lose to UCLA? No, but we've seen it before, so you never know.
Whoa.
The
Whoa.
other part I want to
Shade.
ask you about is
Mm.
Washington. Washington's 5-1, and they're not ranked. Why do you feel that? I can clearly see why, but why do you feel they're not ranked?
Can you name the head coach at Washington?
And I can't.
Can you name the starting quarterback? Can you name the starting running back?
No.
Can you name it?
People
And
talk
can you
about
name anyone on their team?
no.
Can you name anyone they've beaten?
Have you looked at the teams they beat? It's
No.
wild because
No.
it's not. It's
I know
not.
their only losses to Ohio State at home.
Yeah.
But
See, when they beat
like,
UC Davis 70-10.
but it's
That's
Washington.
like
It's
exactly.
Washington. The voters don't watch them play, and I mean that's really it. Like
Mhm.
no one really watches because last year you couldn't not watch them because they had
Yeah.
Mike. Oh no, what was that? 2 years ago? Was that? No, it was
And they
2 years
have
ago.
Penix too.
Michael Penix Jr. They had Roma Dunze. I mean, Kalen DeBoer was their head coach. Like they were undefeated. Like, yeah. Yeah, they beat Colorado State 38-21, UC Davis 70-10, Washington State 59-24, lost Ohio State 24-6. But I'll tell you what, man, no one's beating Ohio State this year.
Mhm.
They're going to run the table. I think they're going to go undefeated. They beat
These
Maryland at
next 3 games, I'll say, are their games.
Ohio State.
No, Washington.
For reference, Ohio State has at Wisconsin this week. Wisconsin is booty cheeks.
Mhm.
And they have Penn State. Look, man, that's after both teams have a bye. Look, man, you're not gonna see me saying we're gonna beat Ohio State. Stranger things have happened, obviously.
Yeah.
I would love to say we have a chance to go into Columbus and beat them, but I don't know. But like Ohio State's I mean, I don't see them losing any of these games. They have at Wisconsin, they have Penn State at home after a bye week. And we're down, bro. We are down. They go to Purdue, ain't gonna happen. They have UCLA and Rutgers at home back to back, and they go to Michigan. Michigan's not that good. I don't see
That's
Ohio
a
State
good
losing a
game.
game this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Washington. Yeah, they have at Michigan this week. First of all, they beat Maryland at Maryland, and they were down. They were down in that game. I think 23. Then they beat Maryland at home or beat Rutgers at home. They have Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, and then they have Oregon to finish the season. Yeah, they can probably win 10 games. The Michigan game is gonna be tough, but Michigan's also not that great. But yeah, I don't see anyone beating Ohio State this year.
Yeah.
That sucks,
So
dude. Sucks.
I know.
Ugh.
Only time they're gonna lose is depending on who it comes down to in the college football playoffs. That's really the only chance they have of losing. And they would have to go up against a Georgia or Bama or someone of that nature. It's not going to be your out of the Power 4, Power 5 team that's going to beat them. Respectfully to any of those teams, unless it was ODU, then they probably have a struggle. But the next part I do want to talk about, and then we'll go into the NFL picks. Did you watch, which I know is probably no, but did you watch the MLB playoffs last night? And specifically the Dodgers Brewers ending of the game.
The ending, they had bases loaded, and they did not score, right? They lost 2-1.
Yes.
Did
you see that play?
I did see the grand slam, almost grand slam. That turned into a 8-2-6 double play.
Yeah.
But no, what are you talking about?
Okay. So classic. For anyone that doesn't understand what I'm about to bring up, bases were loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. It was Milwaukee Brewers up to bat. Bryce Terang was up to bat, and the count at that point was 2. It was 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the pitcher threw it inside, Steven. It was inside. It would have hit his knee, and he moved his leg out the way to avoid it. The next pitch, he struck out. People were asking, mind you, it was bases loaded, 2-1.
Yeah.
I heard about this before one of all the shows. I was texting 2 of my buddies last night. Do you take one for the team and just dude, blow out your knee?
I'm diving in front of that like it's a fucking grenade. Like, yeah. If it's the playoffs, bro. You gotta do whatever you can to win.
So I should be able to bring it up real quick for anybody just so they end up understanding what happened in the game. Okay. So what ended up happening?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it was clearly outside. Like it would have ended up hitting him. Anyone that didn't get to see it, it would have hit him.
Oh, dog.
It would have hit
Inches,
him.
bro. Inches.
It was inches, and he moves out the way.
Wait, I want to see the fan reactions. Go, let it play. Oh, that guy that just turned his back in the middle. He's like, dog, I would have. He said the same shit. You gotta take that.
Knows this guy knows. This kid knows too. He knows.
Everybody knows.
He knows. Like they all know. What do you do?
He knows it too. He bang. Ooh, got him with the high.
Did you see him? He's upset. He's upset because they're all like,
Well,
"You just take one for the team."
Where's gray shirt guy? Where's he at? Oh, guy, he's right in the back and right above him. Let it play.
Yep.
They're like, shit. We know it. They know it's over.
They know.
Man, still one on the road too.
So that's one of those games where that might be the series. You're not doing anything better against the Dodgers at that point. That was your game for you to tie, bring it back, maybe go a couple of extra innings. But that was the biggest debate. Do you take one right there and just let your knee get shattered, maybe just not play again that season at that point? But you have that chance right there. So that was the big conversation that my social media, the people at work were talking about, because we don't necessarily get to talk about all the same common things, but there's one sport, I tell you, if I know some stuff, they're going to talk about it, is baseball. And they were bringing it up because on the other side, you have the Blue Jays Mariners. Quick synopsis for anyone that does watch baseball. The Mariners are up 2-0, and that series looks like it's over. The Mariners look like the much better team between the two. They've even tried to intentionally walk Cal Raleigh, put him on base. Polanco comes up next. No, sorry. Rodriguez comes up next. Then after that, it was Polanco, 3-run home run. So they were like, shit, we ended up walking the person we thought was going to be the best. And also, he's having a tough time, Cal Raleigh, because he's a catcher, but yet he's hitting so many home runs as well. And they usually don't like to give the MVP to catchers. So, of course, the debate is, do you give it to Aaron Judge because he's having a great year, or do you give it to Cal Raleigh? So I'll keep you guys updated on that side, but we're going to go into what you all really have come here for outside of Penn State and ODU. It is the NFL picks. But sorry, before you guys even get to the NFL picks, Steven, basketball season's around the corner, October 21st. Just giving everyone a quick disclosure on this, because probably next week, I would say, Steven, we have to end up choosing our 5 players and then also the 2 teams. Yep. So we're doing that again. So we'll end up choosing 2 from the East, 2 from the West. Can't be the top 2 teams like we did last year. And then we'll choose the 5 players. We don't have to necessarily do the bench if we don't want to. But we have some time to think about it. You guys can give us input too on that side. But going into the games that did happen. So reflecting on last week, week 6, Steven was 10-5. I was 11-4. The game that really threw a lot of it off was the Bills-Falcons game, then the Bears-Commanders game. Nobody really knew how that was going to play out, and then the Cowboys-Panthers. Those are really the make-or-break games for us both. Week 7, so we have the Steelers against the Bengals.
It's Steelers. Steelers are playing really well right now, and that is their division to lose.
100%.
Shout out, bro. I told you, and I heard a lot of other people say it before the season started, once Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf really get going this season, I think that offense can really take off.
Yeah.
And they're gonna trade someone soon. They're gonna trade someone and get a number 2 wide receiver.
Yep. Yeah, that's the big talking point that they brought up. I have the Steelers in that one as well. Rams, Jags.
Fuck the Jags. I'm going with the Rams.
The Jags. I got the Rams as well. Saints, Bears.
Bears. Big win last night for the Bears.
Huge.
Huge.
Shout out to Jake Moody on that one, especially coming in off of, they said, like 8 hours of being on the team, and then he just came on because their starting kicker got injured. Saints are terrible. I don't care what anybody says. The Saints are just trying to hope and pray the season gets over with as soon as possible. Another team that's in the category is Dolphins. Dolphins, Browns.
Oof.
It's not a good game.
Oof.
Not a good game at all.
Someone's got to win that game, right? Well, not really, actually. Technically, no.
We can tie.
I'm gonna say tie. No, I'll go. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
That's
Where's
what I
that
did.
at, by the way?
Cleveland.
I'm gonna go with the Browns. Not by
Yeah.
much.
Oh, another part, because Steven brought that up as to where it is. Just remember, it's October. When it starts to get to November and December, the Dolphins just fall apart because they
No,
can't
yeah,
play in those cold
ain't gonna do
games.
shit.
Yeah. Next one we have is the Pats Titans.
Pats, Titans are heading towards a spiral.
Yep. Titans fired their coach. They said this is the third first round draft pick that has fired their coach. So that's never good when you're having these draft picks that are having their coaches fired as well. And it's not their fault. I don't know if they have a full plan going into. What do you expect from a head coach with the first round pick at this point in the season? Because your expectations are high and it's not really like that. Raiders Chiefs.
Chiefs.
This is another one. They talked about this with Alabama, and I'm saying this about Kansas City Chiefs. Beginning of the season, they were like, are the Kansas City Chiefs going to end up doing it? And now, since they're winning again, they're end up saying, oh, do you think it's Kansas City's to lose? It's always been. This is just like the Golden State Warriors. Every single year until they show otherwise, you have to believe that the Chiefs can end up doing it until they can't do it. No matter if they only get to the Super Bowl, they're always going to be a contender over there. Next one, we have the spiraling Eagles against the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Okay.
I think this is like one of those slumps for the Eagles, and then they turn around.
Yeah. I have the Eagles. I don't know who the quarterback is over there. I promise you, if it's Carson Wentz, then the Eagles will for damn sure make sure that they don't win that one. Next one, Panthers Jets. Panthers are underdogs.
Whoa. It's actually worse than the Dolphins and the Browns game. Where's that at? Not that it matters.
It is in New York.
I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Man, the Jets are bad.
Yeah.
But all the Panthers are bad too. I'm gonna go with the Panthers in this one though.
Okay.
I hate saying it, but I don't. I mean, I have no confidence in that. But the Jets, I don't think. No, they suck too.
I unfortunately watched the Jets Broncos game. One of the worst games I ever watched.
Tough,
Terrible. The Jets cannot do anything. But needless to say, I'm going with the Jets because they are at home. But I have the Jets now. And next one, the other team that was in that game, Giants Broncos.
I'll go with the Giants. They got some swagger to him with Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. He's a fucking psycho. His brain needs to be studied when he's done. I'm gonna go with the Giants though. I think they got some swagger to him.
I'm not going to bring it up on here, but for anyone that is curious of Steven's thoughts back in college on Cam Scatterbo, go look at Steven's Twitter. But I have the Broncos on that one. Next one we have is Colts Chargers.
Colts, man, they're rocking it.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is 7th in the league in passing. He's got 8 touchdowns, 3 picks, 71% completion percentage. Oh, by the way, Jonathan Taylor's leading the league in rushing.
He's
also got 7 touchdowns, which is also leading the league in rushing. By the way, they got the best tight end in the league. Shout out to Tyler Warren.
He's doing good.
Leading the tight ends in receiving as well with over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, and then they also have very good receivers next alongside him. Their division is dog shit. So it's also theirs to lose. But yeah, shout out to the Colts, man. Like,
shout out.
I got nothing wrong with the Colts being good, you know?
Yeah.
I got nothing wrong with it. So shout out to the Colts, man. I got the Colts in that one.
Shout out. So before I end up saying my choice on that one, this is the 3rd year in a row where we've had a top 15 draft pick that was a tight end that's doing well. You had Sam Laporta, Brock Bowers, and now Tyler Warren. And it looks like it's all just coming together. You have Michael Pittman that's just able to do what he wants to do as the first or second option in that offense. Jonathan Taylor is doing great. Needless to say, I'm going with the Chargers in this one. That's what I wanted to end up saying. Commanders, Cowboys.
I'll go with the Cowboys.
Okay.
It's in Dallas. But yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm going with the Commanders. There's no real rhyme or reason behind it. Next one, Packers, Cardinals.
Is Kyler Murray playing? I don't know. He's on my fantasy team. I'm asking TBT. That. Yeah. I'll go. Wait, who are they playing?
Packers, Cardinals.
Packers.
Yeah. Man, I was never choosing the Cardinals. It didn't really matter. They're even playing in Arizona. Still doesn't matter. Green Bay doesn't look bad. They're getting some of the receivers back. Matthew Golden finally came alive last week. So I do want to see that connection continue to grow with them over there. Next one, Falcons 49ers.
Falcons look pretty dope last night. Wish they would keep those uniforms. I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think the Niners are going to start to fall apart with all those injuries. But shout out to Mac Jones. Played well.
Shout out.
But I'm going to go, yeah. I think the injuries start to catch up to Niners.
I brought this up last week, and I'll bring it up again. The Falcons lost to the Panthers. That's all we needed up knowing, but then they could beat the Bills. So we don't really know what the hell the Falcons are. And they also have the bird's eye view camera. So with all that to say, I'm choosing the 49ers. This might be the final time I choose them because those injuries are going to catch up, Steven. And they will come at a terrible time. You can only avoid this injury bug for but so long, then it just messes up your season. Going to the two final games of this because, we have some more doubleheader with the Monday night games sometimes. Bucks-Lions.
Hey, man, this is going to be a great game, I think.
Emeka Egbuka might be out.
Huh?
Emeka Egbuka might be out.
I saw that. Baker Mayfield is probably the MVP favorite right now. I'm looking at it right now, though. There's a lot of like random names at the top of the passing leaders list. Stafford leads the league in passing. He is third in the league in touchdown passes. Jared Goff, 14 and 2 touchdowns and receptions. I think he's third in the league he's 10th in the league in passing. Dak Prescott's up there, obviously. Sam Darnold, fucking shout out to Sam Darnold. Drake May's up there. Mahomes is up there. Daniel Jones, your boy Herbert.
So
it's a good list. I'm gonna go. That's in Detroit, right?
It is.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks, though. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I'm feeling the Baker Mayfield swag.
This is also a rematch for anyone that doesn't know. A year or two ago in the playoffs, they did play Bucks-Lions, so I feel Baker's going to get his get back on that. Next one of those shitty teams in the AFC South versus an NFC West team, Seahawks, Texans.
Seahawks.
Jackson Smith-Njigba looks really good, and I credit a lot of this to Sam Darnold for finally being able to be a good quarterback that can do this. He did it with Justin Jefferson. He's doing it here. A lot of people knew it, so they said, you know what? We don't necessarily need Tyler Lockett and also DK over there because JSN could finally come alive. It doesn't really matter who's in the backfield between Zach Charbonnet and then also Kenneth Walker because as long as JSN can get the ball, it'll be good. Before we end up closing it up, I do want to say that Puka Nacua injury, I do feel bad for because it was one of those unexpected ones. He just went up to high point the ball, came down on that side and ankle, and he was doing great. So now a lot more focus will be on JSN because he was the other wide receiver that was doing a lot over there. But that's everything we have for this week. What you got?
Shout out to James Franklin, man. Just gotta give him one more shout out and give credit where credit is due. Penn State is in a bad spot right now. Hopefully it gets better before it gets worse again. But I gotta give credit to James Franklin for being great coach. Got Penn State to where it is now. Very appreciative of that. But here we go.
Yep.
Here we go.
So what I want to say is I bring him up a good amount on the show. He's starting to become a regular. So it's my boy Jeff at work because Jeff is a Cleveland Browns fan. He's also an Ohio State Buckeyes fan.
Jeff.
And now Jeff is a Commanders fan. But Jeff said he was watching the game yesterday and he noticed that some of the receivers were dropping passes and it was a little rainy outside. So Jeff today says, Chris, at work, I think you remember I told you that I was a wide receiver back in my day. So I don't understand how they are dropping the ball when that is their number one job.
Of course.
When I was doing this, I was not going to be dropping the ball because you have to focus on catching.
Bro, Jeff was sticky fingers. They called him sticky fingers back in the day, bro. I know.
Because you have to focus on catching the ball before you run. And they're not doing that right now.
Shit, dude, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I can see my man Jeff's on the jugs.
Yes, every time,
bro.
So that's the next story of Jeff. There will be more as we continue going forward. But yeah, that's all I have. I'm looking forward to next week because the NBA will be right there for us to end up talking about. Cooper Flag will be a talk of conversation. LeBron James not playing because his sciatica is going to be another topic of conversation. You end up having what is Boston going to do? And I'm wearing this jersey if anyone did it or not know, because they did some AI algorithms and stuff that end up showing the Magic being at the top of the East. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But until next time, we out.
Peace.